You've heard people say, I am, 1,000 times. I am tired. I am stressed. I am not enough. But what if those two words are the doorway to something completely different than what most of us imagine? What if I am isn't the beginning of a complaint or a label, but the clearest pointer to who you really are? Today, we're going to explore what happens when you truly understand I am, not as a self-help slogan, but as a profound spiritual recognition that reshapes the way you live, love, and meet challenges. Stay with me, because by the end of this voiceover, you'll have a simple practice you can use today. Real American stories that prove how this works in ordinary life and a new way to face every problem that makes struggle optional. Most people treat I am like grammar. I am hungry. I am busy. I am unhappy. We add labels and emotions to those two powerful words, and those labels become our identity. That's the trap. Joel Goldsmith taught something radically different. He said the I that says, I am, is not the temporary person with a job, a past, and a long list of problems. The I is the pure awareness behind all experience, the presence that notices everything but is never defined by anything. Think about it. When you say, I am stressed, who is actually saying it? The stressed part of you is speaking, sure, but another part of you is watching that thought arise. That watching presence never changes. That presence is the I am. It has the same infinite awareness behind Moses' as burning bush moment and the Christ consciousness Jesus lived from. When people awaken to that truth, life starts to move in a completely different direction. When you stop identifying with every label your mind produces, you stop feeding those labels with energy. Problems don't disappear because you force them to, they dissolve because the belief that gave them power is gone. You don't fix the dream, you wake up from it. Here's a down-to-earth example. A nurse in Boston spent years saying, I am burnt out. She tried vacations, supplements, new schedules. Nothing helped. Then she began a simple daily practice, noticing the part of her that was aware of the burnout. That part was calm, untouched, steady. When she recognized that the awareness wasn't burnt out, her identity shifted. She still rested when needed, but she made decisions from clarity, not exhaustion. She set boundaries, asked for help, and became a calming presence for her patients. Her whole work life changed not because the hospital changed, but because she no longer lived from the label she had given herself. Healing isn't fixing, it's remembering. Remembering your true identity. A wounded American veteran dealing with chronic pain had been trying everything, treatments, routines, therapy, but the identity, I am wounded, kept him stuck. When he learned to pause and ask, who is the I that is aware of this pain? Something shifted. He wasn't ignoring his physical condition. He was no longer defining himself by it. As he rested in awareness rather than injury, he slept better, connected with people again, and moved through life with more dignity. The healing wasn't magical. It was a realignment of identity. Let's bring this down to more everyday American stories so you can see how practical this is. In Silicon Valley, a startup founder was under pressure. Investors were anxious. The product wasn't ready. Old him would have spiraled into panic. New him started every morning with 5 minutes of simply resting in I am. No affirmations, no positive talk, just awareness. That presence made him a better leader. Ideas came more fluidly, decisions became cleaner, and the team felt supported rather than pressured. They pivoted wisely and launched a successful product. Presence didn't write the code, but it gave him access to intelligence that panic blocks. In Ohio, a teacher struggled with a so-called problem student. Every day felt like a battle. When she began to practice resting in awareness before responding, she slowly stopped seeing the student as a problem and started seeing him as a confused human being acting from pain. Her reaction softened but stayed firm. Over time, the student changed. His behavior improved because he wasn't being met with punishment, but with presence. The entire classroom atmosphere improved. In Brooklyn, an artist felt blocked after a breakup and financial stress. She kept saying, "I am stuck." A friend taught her the I am practice. She sat at her blank canvas, breathed, and rested in her awareness. No pressure to produce anything. Slowly, the creative flow returned. Her paintings became more authentic, more powerful. Collectors noticed. Her career grew, not because she pushed harder, but because she stopped creating from ego and started creating from presence. A lot of people misunderstand this teaching. They think it means ignoring real-world issues, refusing medical help, or pretending everything is perfect. That's not what this is. You still take action. You still make doctor appointments. You still handle responsibilities. The difference is why you do them. You act from wholeness, not fear, from clarity, not desperation. This isn't positive thinking. Saying I am wealthy while feeling broke inside won't change anything. The practice is to rest in the awareness that is beyond lack and then take inspired action from that quiet center. Here's the simple practice you can begin right now. Step 1. Catch the label. Anytime you hear yourself say, "I am tired, I am worried, I am stuck," pause. Step 2. Ask the question, who is the I that is aware of this? Let that question point you back to awareness, not as a thought but as an experience. Step 3. Rest in the pure I am without adding anything to it. For a few seconds, sit in the simple sense of being. From that place, move into your next action. When this becomes a habit, everything shifts. In relationships, you stop trying to get love and start being love. A woman in Texas who constantly argued with her partner tried this practice. Instead of reacting from fear, she spoke from presence. Conversation softened. Walls came down. They healed not through effort, but through awareness. Leaders find clarity. A CEO in Chicago noticed that after a month of morning I am practice, meetings became smoother, decisions more aligned, and employees felt genuinely supported. Artists, creators, entrepreneurs all discover that creativity flows naturally from awareness, not pressure. What about the hard stuff? Illness, grief, or systemic injustice? This teaching doesn't deny reality. It gives you a stronger foundation to face reality. A community organizer in Detroit, overwhelmed by constant housing battles, used the practice to stay grounded. She didn't stop fighting. She fought smarter, longer, and with more compassion. Let's do a small practice right now. Think of a phrase you've been repeating. Maybe, "I am overwhelmed." Say it quietly in your mind. Now pause. Ask, who is the I that notices this thought? Feel the space that opens. Rest there for a moment. That awareness is not overwhelmed. It watches overwhelm come and go like weather. From that awareness, take one small action today that feels clear and grounded. This practice isn't instant. It's gradual, like learning an instrument. But each return strengthens your center. A barista in Los Angeles began doing 3 breaths before responding to customers. Over months, her stress reduced, her patience grew, and her emotional life felt lighter. That's the quiet power of returning to I am. Neuroscience even supports it. When you notice your thoughts instead of fusing with them, your brain shifts into regions responsible for clarity, regulation, and empathy. Presence isn't mystical only, it's measurable. Start small, 2 minutes a day, set reminders. Bring a friend into the practice, and be gentle when you forget. I am is not a mantra to repeat, it's a reality to rest in. When you live from this awareness, life doesn't become perfect, but it becomes profoundly manageable. Problems still appear, but they no longer define you. You meet them from a deeper center. If this teaching touched you, pause right now and try the 3-step practice once. Notice how your next action feels different. If you found value here, like this video, it helps others discover these teachings. Subscribe for more content inspired by Joel Goldsmith and modern spiritual wisdom. And comment below, what I am are you ready to release today? I read every comment, and your words help others feel less alone. Remember, catch the label, ask the question, rest in the awareness. From that place, life becomes clearer, lighter, and more aligned. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more, and may you live from the truth of I am in everything you do.